Alright.
Okay, so we're going to attempt to change the timing belt on a 2004 Hyundai Santa Fe four-wheel drive 3.5 liter. I've already taken the passenger side tire off. You look down here. The next step is to take off the splash guard to access the front of the motor. I've already, if you want to come over here, I've already removed the top engine cover, um, degreased the engine, kind of make it clean it up so we don't get too dirty, make it easier to work on. Got me a clean workspace to start with. You look here on the ground, got my jacks, already jacked up the car, got all my tools set up over here, ready to go. Um, so we're going to get started, and I'll show you step by step. Thank you. Okay, so next we're going to remove the power steering lines here and here. We need to access the engine mount. These two bolts here, here and here. I believe there's another one over on the other side. So probably pull this hose back and maybe zip tie it over here. Pull it back over here somewhere out of the way. Maybe pull this one back over here by the radiator. Probably go ahead and drain the radiator, since we're gonna be replacing the water pump also. If you're gonna go through this procedure, you might as well change it while you're in there. See you after that's done. Okay, so we remove the power steering, drain the power steering fluid. Now we gotta remove that engine mounting bracket. Just said I moved the power steering line over there and got this one out of the way. Before we move the engine bracket, we need to support the engine. What you need to do is get you a jack. I used a block of wood to distribute the weight so we don't damage the oil pan. Just put a little tension on it. Now we're going to go ahead and remove the engine bracket. Okay, so we got the engine mount out. Now the next step is to take off the upper timing covers. You'll see there's bolts here, and you got this wire attached here. I hate these things, they always break. Take some needle nose and pop those out. There's some bolts down here at the bottom. Around here. These are for the crankshaft sensors and camshaft sensor, I believe. Probably start under here to get this wire harness or bracket out of the way. There's gonna be some fun ones down in here. Okay, so that's the next step. Okay, so we got the one of the front timing covers off. Apparently now the next step, unfortunately, is to loosen the alternator down there. Looks like 212s, maybe a 14 there. We got to get this engine bracket out of here. Let's see if we can see up in there. Yeah, that bracket right there. That apparently is what holds the alternator belt on. You gotta loosen the alternator to get this belt off. Looks pretty cracked and frayed, so it needs to be replaced anyways. But this is gonna be fun. So looks like there's another bolt right there. So 3 bolts on the mount. I think 2 bolts on the alternator. Probably have to loosen that pivot one right there up so it'll get some slack on the belt. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Recording?
Yep.
Okay, so got that engine mount off, which took me all of like 2 or 3 hours because of a bolt behind the alternator. So you have to take the alternator loose, and there's a bolt. I don't know if you can see my finger, but it's right there, which is behind the alternator bracket. Then there was very little clearance in between the frame and the bracket. The bracket is over here on the ground finally. This was where the motor mount was, and that's in between these bolts. I had to drop the engine down a little bit to get those bolts to come out. Then I couldn't get it out because of the left side. If you look down here, the left side, or center, bottom, whatever you call it, timing cover, which was caught up under here. So I had to take the main crankshaft pulley off, which I used the starter bump method because I couldn't get it off, which you can do a YouTube search on starter bump. It's very dangerous. As you can see, I bent my oil filter there, but now we can take off. Oh, and I had to loosen obviously the main power steering pulley. Take that bracket off, which is right here. Oops. Zip in there so that this would move out of the way so I could get that bracket off. So next is to get this last bottom timing cover off and continue.